Hey folks, so it's the next day now, and I'm actually surprised I was able to get out of bed. I did sleep in. So I'm all ready to paint. I got everything else is done. I got my paint can all shook up here. I have a new tool I just bought today. I got me a plastic mallet. I wanted one of these for a while. Yeah, I finally bought one today. 30 bucks. Ouch. So the reason I need that is because if I just use my regular steel mallet, then it damages the end of the hinge pin, because it just comes out and then it's got almost like a washer welded to the inside of it with a nut in the middle of it, which is where the screw goes into. And it tends to, that edge of the circle part, it tends to fold those in or out, spread them basically, which is what causes the issue with the spacers, the little nylon spacers. It catches them. So I'm hoping that will solve that problem, or at least minimize it anyways. So we've got another heat warning for this weekend. Supposed to be 33 again, Saturday and Sunday, which is, if I remember correctly, 91 Fahrenheit, which is nice for being out, not for doing this. So I gotta get this done today. There's not much physically that I need to do. I just gotta paint, basically. But before, my back stuck to the chair when I got up. Ow, that hurt. One thing I want to do before I put the Monster's batteries back in is my rear strobe light. If you remember, if it doesn't come on, I wiggle the wires down here and they come on. So I want to make sure all my connections are good, and if I can't find anything, maybe replace the wires, which I don't really feel like doing right now. I could do that later, but I would just kind of like to get them working. That might be the stick that I saw sticking out of my frame. That's typical. Monster likes to pick up sticks. Yes, 950 was really bad for that. The way the frame was in it, if I pick up a stick, it'll stick into a crack or something. There's lots of cracks in that frame for sticks to get stuck in. And then I'd hear this dragging noise. It's like, what the heck? And I'd look underneath and there's a stick sticking this way. So as I'm driving forward, the end of it's pushing on the road, which is kind of trying to push it in even further. So, the pain in the neck. Monster does pick them up, and it's not quite as common, but it's not rare either. So I did touch it. I can't find any tacky areas anywhere. Everything's nice and dry, which I kind of figured, because this seemed like it was. Yeah, I did miss part of my weld. No big deal. It's not the way of anything. It's not going to cause any problems. But, oh jeez, now I forget what I was saying. When I was painting it, when I was close to being finished, and I went back and touched up a couple areas, it was already pretty much half dry. So I figured it wasn't going to take long to dry anyway, so I'm assuming this is... Doesn't really say on it, but I'm assuming it's fast drying. And I did remember to bring some paper towels out this time, so I can hopefully clean off my paintbrush and use the same one again. Same one under there. If this is dry, that's going to be dry, because that won't be as thick. Because I had to go over all these little areas, and that just kept, adding up more and more pooling. And everything's dry, so that shouldn't be a problem. And if there's a tacky area, so be it. It's getting painted anyways. Because I have to get this done today. And I'm going to try tomorrow to come out early. I'm going to try. I can't guarantee that. So I can get everything put together before it gets hot in here. It's not bad right now, but I'm not doing anything. So I'm just sitting here. So I'll have to see how that goes. I think that's all I had for updates. So I called my dealer today. He sent me a form I had to sign out proving that I got my parts. ODSP requires that now, so I'm guessing people were ripping them off, saying they didn't get parts and then get them sent again, and selling the originals for profit. People do stuff like that. So ODSP requires that I prove I got them now. Which is fine by me. I don't have a problem with that. So he sent me the form. I had to print it out, sign it, scan it, and send it back to him so he can send it to ODSP. Got that done last night, and I paid for my shipping, which was $129 this time. So 70, like I said before, 70 bucks for the motor, transaxle, and the tires. Like I say, it's normally only 20, but things change, right? And the fact that they had two packages, kind of made a difference there. And the rest of it was paying for the nylon spacers, because I paid for those myself. So all that together was $129, which I'm fine with. I don't have a problem with that at all. It's just a matter of hoping I've got everything I need now. The main parts, the controller changed, new motor, new transaxle. That was the issue. So anything else I can just kind of work on later if I need to. As long as the monster is drivable, I'm happy. So I went down. I know what I can accept calls here. Like, we have a really bad cell network here. Very little signal. It's occasionally I can call out, but most of the time I can't. I can receive calls, I just can't make them. So when I go out on my tour, I go down to the end of the trail, and that's where I make my phone calls from. I was heading down there today, and they're grading the trail. So I said, no problem. I just hang back, and the guy decided to stop and let me pass. I said there'd be less dust up ahead of me. I think I told him, I says, I'm in no hurry, but thanks. So I passed. I look back, and it's like even my scooter's leaving quite a dust trail. Like, everything is just coated in dust. Monster does the same thing. Like, this was clean when I went to the post office. It's all dusty now. Same with here. Like, this is why I don't clean the Monster. When people ask, why is it so dirty? Because if I clean it, it's going to look like this again tomorrow. It's just dust. I'm not worried about it. It would be nice if it was clean all the time, because then it would look nice all the time. But I'm not worried at all about being dusty. So he let me pass. I get to the end of the trail, and I tried to call my dealer, and I got limited time before the guy catches up to me again. He didn't answer the phone, so I had to leave a message. And he called me back when I was at the Ball Diamond, so called me back before I got home. So everything's done, paid for, finished, complete, this round. So as I'm leaving the trail, the guy had stopped. I had stopped in the shade, and he was looking at his phone. So I asked him, I said, just around the corner up here, there's a 4x4 trail that goes off into the bush, and snakes around a little bit, and gets to the edge of the field. There's a picnic table, and Dexter's out. There's a picnic table and a fire ring, and off in the bush off to the side, there's a bunch of skids there with styrofoam pads on them. It says, look like they've been there for a few years. They're quite weathered. It looks like somebody's camp. I says, do you know if that is town property or or if it's private property? He's not sure. Everybody I've asked, nobody knows for sure. The other day I was down there, and there was a couple kids up in the trail. I didn't see them, I just saw their bikes at the edge. And when I was coming back, they were riding down the trail, so I stopped and asked them. The one kid says the field beside there, his friend owns that field. So that part he knows, but he says it's not private property there. He says it's town property. So that's coming from a kid. So I'm not exactly 100% going to trust that. But that's the only real definitive answer I've got, right? But the guy today, he said, it's probably, if anything, it'll be Maitland Conservation property, especially if it's on a floodplain. They own all the floodplains, so which it's not, because it's kind of up on a hill there. But he says it's more than likely, Maitland Conservation property. He says they try to stop the ATVs from coming through, but they can't. They got signs along the trail, no ATVs. But people still drive them through there. As long as they're not driving like maniacs, I don't have a problem with it. No. But as I told him, I says it's nice and shady up there, and when I get my all-terrain scooter out, I go up there. I can't take this one out because the ground clearance is very minimal. I get stuck in tree branches and that. But he says, even if it is, I doubt it. As long as you're not doing anything nefarious up there, it's like, I don't see anybody having a problem with it. So I said, I just go up there because it's nice and shady. I sit there, it's quiet. I don't have to talk to anybody. Sit there, have a smoke, take a break, and then continue on, right? So, I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know, maybe it's a good thing I don't know, because if it was private property, then I would probably still go up there anyways until I'm told not to. And, it's just how I am. I talked about that in my Monster in its Natural Habitat series. I had a bunch of viewer questions that I answered, I think, in the last episode. And that was one of the questions I got, was about being out there at night, if it's allowed. I said, there's no signs specifying that. According to Zach, there is now. Things have changed. He's not sure if... I don't remember what I was going to say there. But apparently you have to pay to park there now. And there is signs saying, no night activities or something. But like at that time, I said there was nothing specifying, nothing on the website saying you weren't allowed to be there at night, because people go out there fishing at night too, right? And but like I said, the only sign I ever saw was no boats on the water and no campfires. That's the only thing I've ever seen that's not allowed there. So, but like I said, if it was stated that there's no night activities, I still would have gone anyways. That's just how I am, right? I'm not harming anything. I'm just enjoying the peace with nobody else around. And I always loved going out there at night, or anywhere at night, really. That was always my activity. Biking at night, especially in the rain, stormy nights. Always loved that, and I can't do that anymore, which really sucks. But in that situation, if it was ever stated that I can't do that, I still would have. So chances are, if I know for sure that it's private property, I'll probably still go anyways, unless I'm specifically told by the owner, no, that would do it for me. But just knowing it's private property won't stop me, unfortunately. But like I say, that's my, everybody has their vices, that's mine. One of them. But I've always been like that, ever since I was a kid. I used to go to nature areas I knew were private property. I always hopped the fence and enjoyed, right? It's just one thing that stuck with me. So, I guess I gotta get started on this, get everything done. Make sure the paint's nice and dry for tomorrow. It's only 4 o'clock right now, so it's not, too late. Like yesterday was kind of late by the time I get everything going. And hopefully, once the painting is done, which shouldn't take me too long, then I'll see if I had the energy to do anything else. I know I still need to change the camera mounts. They will be in this box up here. I already know that, because like I said, everything's together. All my camera stuff's together. So I'll probably change that. Maybe take a look at the wires for the strobe light. Other than that, I probably won't do anything else today. If I do have extra energy, I'll put the tiller light back in and hook that. Oh, I should. Oh. I'm not gonna be able to do that. Oh, darn. As I still got. Oh, Dexter! I still got to put the switch in here for my beeper so I can turn it off when it becomes annoying. I said I could probably do that today, but I don't know where these switches are at the moment. They're probably in here somewhere. Yeah. Or it's entirely possible they might still be in one of these, because I brought one of these down from my bedroom, and the ones in the basement I did not empty. So I think the ones that are upstairs are from the basement, and they still got the stuff in them. They're probably in them, so they'll probably be up in my bedroom. I don't know for sure. I'm not really all that worried about it at the moment anyway, so I'm just going to sit here. I'm going to finish taking my break. And I need to get my cameras all set up, stop the dog from barking, and get to work.
I didn't know you were Muslim. Why are you playing like that? Oh, that's supposed to be on both knees on a carpet facing east or something like that. That's so weird.
Yeah, just a little bit.
So I think I'm done. I say it wasn't a lot of physical work, but my legs do not like to be bent, so it still took a lot out of me. But everything's painted up. I don't think I missed anything, but if I did, so be it. I got my little mini artist paintbrushes that I can touch things up with later if I need to, if it's something that's, you know, obvious and out in the open. But I don't see it. And it seems like this is drying just as fast as the primer did. So hopefully tomorrow I can and start putting everything back together and actually drive the monster tomorrow. Wouldn't that be nice? So I wore black shorts just in case, because I'm working with black paint. And these shorts don't matter. These are my indoor shorts that I wear all the time, whether I'm laying in bed or just, moving around the house, making coffee or whatever. These are what I wear inside. So if I get paint on them, it's no big deal. So, just doing that, I'm sweating. Just painting. It's not hard physical work. So I'm going to take me a break and see if I have the drive to do anything else. Because there are things I can do before I go in. Nothing major, nothing physical. No power tools required. I just don't know yet. I guess I'll find out. I could take a break and see how I feel. Okay, so I got the tiller back together, and with the basket off, I can push down as hard as I can because this is on the floor, trying to get that bolt out, because I couldn't before because it was bending the whatever holder thing. So it's still not gonna move, so I'm gonna let it sit here. I got some liquid wench on it. I'm gonna let that sit overnight and see if I can get that last screw to come out tomorrow. I think that's all I got for today. Just working on that wiped me out. So I don't think I'm going to be doing much anything else. Consider the job complete today. That wiring I can work on when the monster's together. I can't have the seat on. So, I guess that's it. I can't think of anything else to talk about. I don't have the energy to do anything else, so I guess I'm done for today. So hopefully I can get to bed early tonight. I should say get to sleep early tonight. Get up early and come out here and get everything put back together and drive the monster tomorrow in the heat. That would be nice. That was my goal. We'll see how it goes.